Happy to oblige. This is definitely a curious game. Everybody says this game is the worst piece of shit to ever come out for the Mega Drive. I'm sure it's an extremely cool game, but completely unfinished and borderline unplayable. But just look at the screenshots; it looks so amazing. And then we're gonna look and we're gonna realize that indeed the Funcom Oslo is a Norwegian dudes that made this game back in the day that now make Conan Exile and that kind of shit. Like the company's still up and running. Those dudes with the Mega Drive games that would make fucking amazing. Like Pocahontas, that game rules. Okay. Sinotar, what's going on? Psycho Circus relation? I don't think so. I don't actually know Psycho Circus. Alchemon, what's up? A resident Brazilian dude. All right, let's start by that, Alchemon. I'll see what I can make out of it, and you can type in chat whatever you want. I mean, you can type in chat all you want, as in that sounded wrong. Spam all you want. Whatever you translate is mostly appreciated, but don't feel forced to. All right, so the manic jester came back to life in the freaking circus of hell, del diablo. I'm just making this up. I don't know Portuguese, but it's like Italian, so. Espalhando medo e destruição, antigamente existiam crianças e muita diversão. Raven is the name of your dude, Raven, a native Indian. I like a lot the dude, Raven, and the box art. Okay, yeah, Psycho Circus. Wait, didn't I see you stream that? Yeah, I saw you streaming that. That was fucking amazing. Yeah, that was amazing. I gotta remember to look at the manual of this after the lore, because it's probably gonna be awesome. Okay, I lost track of the picture. OBS, please, OBS. The freaking stage 1 theme from the Ooze is so good. More than 100 movements, socos, chutes, combos, and muitas magias, and a lot of magic. So this looks already promising. Now, how you could say this is the worst game, right? There's shit like stupid ports that don't work, like Rampart. Nobody played. 4 different ways of playing. Let's see. Participe da avventura sozinho o como parceiro. Okay, play alone or with another companion. Control Jester and his... Oh, what the fuck? Control. Is that control means control Jester? You can control Jester and his Legion of Evil. 18 fighters? Enter in a bloody tournament. The back of the box sounds promising as fuck. There's a native translation from Alchemon. Let's read that. The maniacal jester revived the amusement park del Diablo from the flames of hell. Now frightening demons roam the park, spreading fear and destruction where before existed children and fun. You can control the villain? What the fuck? That sounds awesome. Alright. That sounds amazing. Let's move on to the lore that I prepared for this today. It's not a lot, guys. It's not a lot. I'll be playing the game up and running in 20 minutes, I bet. So this is Nightmare Circus. Alright, let me... Can I do this on this screen? Let me move chat here and do this here. I don't want to turn the monitor horizontally and then vertically back again for I'm gonna do the lore vertical of this. I feel like a badass. I'm in badass mode today. All right, so Nightmare Circus. Okay, I got this. I got this handled. Bring chat up. Resize that shit. Resize. Okay. Okay. So Nightmare Circus is a Mega Drive video game which only saw its physical release in Brazil through Tectoy in June 1996. So you see this game on the back of the box carries a 1995 date, but this came out in 96 only in Brazil in physical format. What do you mean physical format? Well, although its 1995 American release was cancelled, which was where the game was originally going to get released in, it only came through to America thanks to the Sega channel at a later date in 1996. Now, Nightmare Circus is developed by Funcom, although Tectoy published it. Brazilian mastodon Tectoy, as far as Mega Drive goes, very important company. Funcom is a Norwegian developer house and is regarded as Nightmare Circus is regarded as one of the worst games on the system by the common, the common conception. I would assume coming in so late in the Mega Drive's life cycle in 1996, you don't expect stinkers by then. You just expect like really good games like Comic Zone or Dynamite Hattie and those big, thick games that came in 95, 96 were all like mainly awesome. Nightmare Circus apparently was not. Anyway, nowadays, Funcom is still active with a different logo, of course, with Conan Exiles. Conan Exiles being their latest game. On the Mega Drive, though. Wait, I got a barbarian picture. There you go, Conan Exiles. On the Mega Drive, though, their output, as I was mentioning, has always consisted of interesting oddballs, such as Days Before Christmas, which is an Australian exclusive game. Already mentioned Nightmare Circus is a Brazilian exclusive game. Days Before Christmas only came out in Australia, published by Sunsoft. It's such a rare occurrence for that to be a thing at all in the first place. Then the US exclusive, A Dinosaur's Tale. But they also put out what I'm sure it's a majestically great game, which is this, guys. This game I'm about to show you, I very much look forward to play. This is full quality video game. I know what it sounds like. I'm not memeing. This game is fucking amazing. They also made Pocahontas for the Mega Drive, which is actually the only game on the system to be physically released in more than one region. Not only because of the important license, Disney cartoon movie, but also thanks to the game quality, I would say. If you tried this game, yeah, Funcom is Norwegian, am I not mistaken? The game quality is so good, like trying the game out will tell you immediately that you have a quality product in your hands. It's like another world / flashback / Prince of Persia platforming, but with puzzle elements where you have to get animal spirits and then control them and move around the map. It's freaking great, and it looks gorgeous. Like, it looks really gorgeous. Nightmare Circus looks gorgeous too, but everybody says it's shit. We'll look into that. Now, they also put out NBA Hang Time on the Mega Drive, which also saw a wide release, but that's a port from the Midway game, so not really their own game. Now, all of that just to say, don't let Nightmare Circus' bad reputation trick you into thinking Funcom to be a bad developer house. They must have something really good going for them if they're still up and going and raking in the big bucks with this. Reminder, we're about to play Nightmare Circus, developed by Funcom, who's right now active still with that video game which just came out last year. Brought to you what's going on. Pocahontas looks great, yeah. Hey, come on, every Disney game that came out on Mega Drive and Super Nintendo was good. Every single one of them. Except The Little Mermaid on Mega Drive. Although that had good music, so there's that. Why's my death counter up to 300? I don't fucking know what's up. Fucking shit. Okay, we'll fix that eventually. The lore just raises the death counter to 1,000,000. I don't know. I'm sure they did, Duke. You'll have to look into that. Yeah, Fantasia and Little Mermaid on Mega Drive are stinkers. Come on, they're not as good as any other Disney game. Fantasia 2, indeed. So let's talk about the developers of this real quick, because what else would you talk about? I was looking forward to finding some lore about why did Tectoy publish this. Maybe they published this while it wasn't finished, without Funcom's permission, and got in trouble for it. No, just fantasy lore there. Did nothing of that happen. Anyway, let's briefly look into the lead programmer for Nightmare Circus. The Swedish John Andersson. That's a good face. John Andersson had a thriving career in regards to grand strategy games, especially, such as Europa Universalis. Of course, we're talking after Nightmare Circus. He's been with Paradox Interactive since 1999 now, acting as internal studio director of development with titles such as Crusader Kings Victoria, An Empire Under the Sun, Crusader Kings Victoria, Empire Under the Sun, and Hearts of Iron 2, mostly Europa. After his experience at Funcom Oslo, Funcom aka Funcom Oslo basically, he moved back to Stockholm and started working for Target Games, which would soon after become known as Paradox Interactive. He would work from the start on the Europa engine, which is very successful, still make games. Although that's the lead programmer, the designer story is probably the most explicative one, as explicative of the game's success, as Nightmare Circus was Ricardo Pinto's last video game before he became a fantasy novelist. On the left you have Ricardo Pinto as designer for Nightmare Circus. On the right you have Ricardo Pinto as a fantasy novelist. Pretty much the same face, just yeah. We also have a lead artist by the name of Lars Peder Anfinsen, who's still employed at Funcom. Most recently worked as senior 3D artist on Conan Exiled. All in all, without counting testers and tweakers, over 20 people worked on this game. Move on to my favorite section of the stream, the sound shock one. Now the game, as I was mentioning earlier, utilizes the GEMS sound engine and employs 3 people on the soundtrack alone, without counting sound effects. Those are Kurt Harland, Jim Hedge, and Andy Armour. The sound effects other than Kurt Harland, also Brian Coburn and Kim M. Jensen are credited. Now, Kurt Harland, the main guy behind this game's eerie soundtrack. I took a peek at the soundtrack. It's really cool. It's really spoopy. There's a picture of him with his wife. This guy has already worked on 2 other Mega Drive games. X-Men 2 Clone Wars and Scooby-Doo Mystery, the point-and-click exclusive Mega Drive game. Hey Geekman, thanks to the raid. Just getting started on this. Elfbug, what's going on? Pavel, catch up with chat in a second. So interestingly, on the same year that he worked on X-Men 2 Clone Wars and Scooby-Doo Mystery, he also worked on Bolts, but not any Bolts, the 3DO version of Bolts. The director's cut. His career in the video game field will then keep going through Gex, though I like to pronounce that Jex. Dreadjester, catch you later. Thanks for watching. Gex entered the Gecko and the Legacy of Kain series of games, always in the sound department until Just Cause 4, in 2018. Was created as dialogue editor. Then we got Jim Hedges, who would also follow a similar career path at Crystal Dynamics, working on pretty much the same games. You know, Gex, Legacy of Kain, blah blah. Additionally, though of interest, he's also worked on Technoclash for the Mega Drive and Mr. Bones for the Saturn. Most notably, though, Jim Hedges was one of the composers for New Romantic Productions, which accounts for Jim Hedges' involvement with Crystal Dynamics, since Mark Miller always comes back to Mark Miller. I love this picture. Mark Miller, the founder of New Romantic Productions, would move on to Crystal Dynamics in 1995. Now, Mark Miller, will remember this every time we mention him, was the creator of the Gems sound engine, which Nightmare Circus also utilizes. A New Romantic Production, just a credit. It's an ensemble of composers for Mega Drive soundtracks, basically. It was employed by Sega a lot. They made Chakan, although Chakan's development, we mentioned that during the Lore Shock for it, was pretty special, as it was Mark Miller here's first design work. So it was just done audio, but he did design for Chakan, and I freaking love what he did. Freaking love that game. Anyway, we also got a third, probably most important dude on the soundtrack. It's this guy. His name is Andy Armour, also known as DMP. This guy scored the soundtracks to Echo the Tides of Time and Echo Jr. before moving on in the early 2000s to Dark Age of Camelot, among what's mostly a sports game, a resume otherwise. Now, this, although being a short but accurate enough synthesis of Andy Armour's video game music career, is only a fragment of his music career. He's one of those guys that is actually an accomplished musician since the 70s and through the 80s, even working with big names such as Lenny Kravitz, Carl Wilson from the Beach Boys, or Roberta Flack. He did quit video game music around 2002 and went back to play piano in bands and shit. If you look it up on YouTube, you'll find a lot of his performances live and stuff like that. So let's take a look at the manual and let's see if we got some lore. Retro Nightmare Circus. Read chat. Gex is a national treasure indeed. This game will destroy my life. This is gonna be fun, guys. It's gonna be a good stream. Sega Retro is fucked up, but I can still access the manual. That would be the Brazilian manual, by the way. Game also had a prototype US box art, by the way. Let's show that. It's basically the same but better colored, or rather the scan of the Brazilian one is shit. But here you go. I'm still gonna keep the Mega Drive one there because the Brazilian one with the Brazilian Mega Drive logo, which is very bland, but that's the Brazilian logo. All right, let's get rid of Andy Armour. Okay, I got the manual. I think I got a handle on the manual. I do. Ding dong doodly doo. Let's capture that manual. Capture the manual. Capture the manual. Going to capture the manual. Music intermission. Capture the manual. Capture the manual. Capture the manual. Get rid of the download bar. Alright. Game that will destroy my life. Nightmare Circus. Let's take a look at this packaging. Bring chat back where it belongs to. Native American man scowls at Demon Moon. Good subtitle. Hey Carl. This freaking song. Alright. Yeah, this game has a tweak mode. It's called a tweak mode, where you can adjust like physics and stuff like that. Catch up with chat. Eat Dragon Heart. Oh yes. There were testers. There were a shitload of testers, actually, yes. Like heaps and heaps of them. Alright. Manual de instruções. Atenção, por favor. Importante. Como colocar o cartucho no Mega Drive? O Circus da Almas Torturadas. Okay, when the Devil Circus raised its first tent, people started gathering around to buy the ticket to enter the opening night. And then when the moon was full, I think, the devil, dono do circo, parava de tenda en tenda distribuindo ordens, tratando os artistas como escravos. And like the devil would go along from tent to tent and like treat the artists as slaves. Right? Alckmin is saying yes, yes, so it's gotta be right. Dana, what's up? But the devil had a plan. Ele fez uma police de seguro como altíssimo valor para seu circo. Oh. Oh shit, that's awesome. The devil insured his circus with an insurance policy for a really high value. And I guess he set it on fire. Então, assim que começasse o show na noite de abertura, ele se aproveitara da escuridão, encharcaria as tendas com gasolina. And then during the opening night, he took advantage of the darkness and went into the tents with gasoline. Dessa forma, como simples riscar de fósforo, Diablo transformaria todo o circo num carnaval de chamas e gritos de terror. And then with just a sparkle, the devil transformed all the circus into a carnival of, I don't know, gore and screams of terror. Dos sobreviventes do incêndio viu Diablo acender fósforo. What is fósforo? E testemunhou do julgamento. Diablo foi considerado culpado pelos assassinatos. Ao ser condenado à cadeira elétrica, ele maldicou o povo da cidade. So a witness so the devil go away. So they found him guilty, and this guy testified against him. So he was condemned to electric chair. He was condemned to electric chair. I'm glad you could see the Annette Futanari stream, Koneta. Koneta streams when I wake up. Koneta streams are the best shit. Also when I don't wake up. Scratch my balls, actually. Vocês não podem me matar, Gabose. He said, you cannot kill me, I think. O espírito de todos os seus mortos amados são meus. Sounds like I'm reading Latin. Because I can't read Portuguese. I don't know Portuguese, but it's like freaking Italian because it came from Latin as well. And I'm from ancient Rome. I can read this like enough to make out the gist of the lore and make up the rest. Okay, I will torture your souls for all eternity. Poco tempo após a morte de Diablo, a little bit a while after Diablo's death, weird things started to happen. Pessoas começaram a ver estranhas luzes no terreno do circo. Something weird happening in the circus terrain. An old man swears to have seen like the circus disappear maybe and come back to the same place. Something like that. Weird happenings, guys. Weird happenings. Otros oirán gargalhadas soprando como vento no deserto. Exactly. Attualmente, años após a tragedia, esta historia es considerada como una lenda. So this is like legend. It's nobody believed this is the truth or something. Mas o guerreiro que se chama Raven perdeu sua família no inferno e acredita no acontecimento. Yes. So like general consensus is that's bullshit. It's just a legend. It's just myth. But the warrior Raven lost his family in that hell and is not satisfied with that. Raven rumo ao deserto onde o circo del diablo uma vez existiu. Sob o calor do sol, apenas cinzas servem como lembrança do horrível massacre. It's like roaming the desert where the Circo del Diablo once was, the devil's circus. And then at the sunfall, he arrived. So the game is set at night. It's got the best visuals of this game, by the way. Like the screenshots in the back of the box look amazing. Porém esta noite, assim que a escuridão se fez, o céu ficou encoberto por nuvens negras. Subitamente surgiu o Nightmare Circus, flutuando no espaço onde nada havia atentado. Raven deve atacar a assombrada prisão de espíritos para vingar a morte de sua família. I get the last 3 lines, I don't get the other 2, but that's okay. So Raven has to attack the freaking spirits to avenge his family. Portuguese is pretty good. I don't know any Portuguese. I am making up a pronunciation, but it says what I say. Because Spanish and Portuguese are like you can make up the gist of things if you speak Italian. So yeah. Cooper, what's going on? That's pretty good lore. Dude, the 2-player cooperative. I want to play 2-player. This sounds amazing. No, dude, it's got 4 modes, but it's got a 2-player, like the third mode, it's 1 player is Raven, but the second player has to control the forces of evil in the Nightmare Circus and help Jester, which I assume is the bad guy, in the box. Alright. Music, sound effects, controls. Oh, this uses 6 buttons, guys. Even's got 6 button support. Movements of Wall of Death. What? Movimentos mortais. Raven is able to deliver mortal moves or something. Energía psíquica. Oh, cuando Raven está cargado de energía psíquica, when Raven is charged with psychic energy, when Raven eliminates an adversary, his spiritual totem glows. Okay, cool. That's how you gain psychic energy. Special movement. I will keep that special movement handy. Cooperative move. 1 player. The screenshots of this look amazing. Energia psíquica. Dude, it's got lore for the psychic energy. It's got a full page of lore for the psychic energy. O Nightmare Circus é abastecido pela energia psíquica Psi. Quando os fantasmas se materializam, elas mudam o Psi corpóreo pura energia espiritual para o Psi corpóreo e se tornam seres reais e assassinos deste plano material. A taxa de si que cada sujeito carrega depende de sua maldade. I don't understand that, but you gain psychic energy for killing ghosts. I only spoke in English and Portuguese tonight, but I don't speak Portuguese. But your name is not Danrick. Raven também possui o sai corpóreo que pode aumentar ou se restaurar. Quando Raven termina como un cara, ele evapora liberando sua energia espiritual, sai incorpóreo. Pulando sobre o sai liberado, Raven pode absorvê-lo. Se Raven perde todo o seu sai corpóreo apanhando muito, ele é derrotato e o jogo termina. If you run out of psychic energy, your game is over and you die. Portuguese. More like This is more like Portuguese-Italian. Raven pode capturar praticamente todo Psy de seu oponente, derrotando com técnica e velocidade. Se Raven demorar muito para acabar como sujeito, seu Psy irá diminuir durante a luta e pouco sobrará para ser absorvido. Raven pode suportar uma taxa limitada de Psy, e essa taxa aumenta cada vez que Raven derrota chefe e absorve teu. Okay, you can carry more Psy once you kill more enemies. There's corporeal Psy and diabolic Psy. Raven pode superar os espíritos mais demoníacos no Nightmare Circus apenas atacando como um enorme Psy. Chefes, habilidades psíquicas especiais. Cada chefe no Nightmare Circus possui uma técnica psíquica especial que Raven pode vencer. Como um chefe, what is a chefe? É derrotado e começa a sumir. Mova Raven até o espírito de militante. Capture sua habilidade especial como portal seed. You can suck in the special monster spirits to gain their moves by pressing Z. Raven pode utilizar apenas uma habilidade especial por vez. You have to press mode? First time I pressed that freaking button in my life. Mode plus B, mode plus any button, you use an ability. I think it's one-time use only. But they consume a lot of Psy. So use with care. Okay. I sound like the Pope. Do you speak Portuguese? How am I doing? Okay, it's like chef. You guys know chef means... yeah, okay. Mode does something, yeah. Jogando. Dude, there's so much going on in this game. What the fuck? How is this bad? Porta espiritual. How many spells are there? You press mode and X, do something new. I can't remember all of this shit at all. Dominios. Raven entra nos domínios do Nightmare Circus pelo parqueio diversos. Mas essa porta só apenas o início. O pesadelo é muito prior. Più do que aparenta. Okay. You program technology. Oh, we can use the tweaker. We can tweak everything about the game. So this is the debug mode. This game comes with its own debugger. A, B, and C is to reset. Okay, mode and start together to get into the tweaker. We'll not try that right away. But I have a feeling we're gonna be forced to at some point. Otherwise, they wouldn't have inserted it. My fear is that you're not able at all to beat the game without using that.